Hi, this is Majanoni. Welcome to another edition of The Good, the Bad, the Disappointing. I'm going to give you a warning. There's going to be some spoilers, and there's going to be maybe some profanity. So let's just start this off. A couple of these books I'm going to go kind of short because this will probably be a long video, especially when I get to the bad. Okay, first up is Miss Marvel, number 4. Great book. The art is, I know it's not traditional comic book style, but it just fits everything. The beginning of the story is fantastic. It's, really shows the dynamics of the family and how they love each other and they support each other. And then at the same time, it throws in the complications of religion and marriage. And all of this part was great. The rest of the story is basically just Kamala, where she's overwhelmed. She's got home, she's got school, she's got superheroing. She's trying to prove her place in the world as a superhero, and she's not doing a great job because she's too young. She can't really focus on it. And then also you have Falcon Cap, who's really a jerk, and really loves to point out her mistakes and grind her into the ground with it. But this is just fun, and I'm not saying that because I think that Kamala reminds me of Luffy from One Piece, but this is great. I wish more people would pick up this book because I swear to you, you'll be rewarded beyond what you would normally think. Okay, let's get on to the bad. The bad is Batman 15-49. This to me was the biggest piece of bull crap I've ever seen in my life. It's basically the bringing back of Batman. If you remember, Alfred told Clark that Bruce Wayne lost his memories and everything. He lost everything. So he can't become Batman again. Well, that was a lie. Because, like I said, there's going to be some spoilers here. Basically, what's going on is this. Every time Batman dies, a clone is activated, and they download all the memories into the clone. So Batman lives forever. So it's basically Batman going, well, Gotham needs a protector forever, so this is my way around it. And the whole story is basically showing events, and they're like saying it's like a dream-like thing that he experiences, but they show all of his a bunch of deaths. And beyond that, my guess is this is a death from the future because he's Mayor Bruce and he's dealing with the Court of Owls. His Batman costume is completely different, and he's flying in a wheel. But as you can see here through this looks like it's potentially deaths during the past. And I'm telling you, this was the biggest piece of bullshit I've seen. Biggest turd. It's, to me, while there are some good parts to it, like there's a really good part with Alfred and trying to prevent Bruce from becoming Batman again. That part was extremely well written. But everything around it was horse manure. I feel cheated, and it's, while some people may not see where I'm coming from, let me explain it to you this way. With a superhero, in order to make a superhero relatable, there has to be certain criteria. Like for an example, you have to be able to identify with the superhero. That was one of the reasons why Marvel superheroes are more, have a greater popularity in the sense that you can identify with Peter Parker. Spider-Man. Peter Parker was an average kid who got powers, and he's thrown in, his world gets turned upside down. Bruce Banner, he's this nerdy scientist, and he gets extraordinary powers that are out of his control. You have Don Blake, he's a normal doctor, and he's kind of crippled, and then boom, power of Thor. Then you have, DC, which are more gods or icons. It's Green Lantern gets the power ring. Superman's the alien who has incredible powers. Wonder Woman is the Amazonian princess. But with Batman, he was a wealthy person who did whatever it took to stop evil. You know, at the cost of his own, body, he did whatever it took. And when you introduce the fact that there is a clone in the mix, what you're basically doing is anytime like for example, when Batman jumps into the fire, so to speak, somebody needs to be saved. He knows it's a trap. He goes in and he saves the day with great damage and harm to his body. You can kind of like go, my gosh, this guy he really is a hero. He's somebody that goes above and beyond. That's the type of person that I would like to be. If I was in a situation, I would like to hope that I could, get the courage to step up and do something. But when you say, oh, wait a second, Batman is jumping in there knowing there's a clone, because if he dies, he just gets reset. How does that make anything that he's done heroic anymore? It doesn't. Nothing is heroic because there's a backup. It's like it makes him a weaker hero. I think it's an insult, to the fans. I think this whole timeline is jacked up now. How many times did he die now? Obviously we know at least once for sure, because he died the first time and then they made the clone. And then Alfred's made it known that apparently this happened multiple times, because he goes, like, every time this has happened, it gets worse and worse and worse for him to revert back to Batman. We get some examples of times that it happened. Like, when was the time where Penguin was a superhero? How does that fit into a timeline? Oh, I remember. Dan Didio said that there's no such thing as a timeline anymore. Stories just happen. Because they do shit like this. This is ridiculous. This is the worst, in my opinion, the worst thing that could happen to a superhero. Saying that there's a clone. Just ready. Look at Iron Man, for example. You can say, oh, Iron Man, no matter what happens to his armor, there's always a replacement. True. But if you break through that armor, you can kill Tony. Potentially, you can kill him. Batman? Yeah, sure, you can kill him. And then a clone comes out the next day. That's... the war between... The struggle, the war between Batman and the Joker. Null and void now. Who cares if the Joker beats Batman? A clone comes out. It's that sense of, like, Batman has to win or else. And yes, I understand that superheroes always die and come back. But for that moment in time where you suspend that belief that he'll come back this time, it's gone now. It's completely gone. And whoever thought this through, they should have vetoed this storyline. All the editors should have vetoed it, because it's the worst thing. Absolutely worst. And obviously now with Reborn or Rebirth or whatever it's called, all of this is going to be changed anyways. But this is complete and utter bullshit. I am going to cancel every DC book now. The only thing I'm going to keep is Injustice. And once Injustice is done, I'm done. When Rebirth comes, I'll reevaluate the situation. But if this is the type of level of storytelling that I can expect, I don't expect DC being purchased from that moment in time either. Because to me, this is an insult. And it's a true insult to my intelligence. And every single one of you comic book fans out there should be outraged that they cheapened your superhero by turning him into a clone. And it's a clone that will keep coming out every single time. And yeah, you can say, well, but geez, what about the time where the machine doesn't work? Please, it's Batman. Alfred already sabotaged it once, and then Batman put in the Alfred contingency, so it worked. And then the next step is you're gonna say, what if the brain transfer doesn't work? It will always work. Let me tell you, it will always work, no matter what. So this is always bullshit. Alfred can take the machine, put dynamite in it, blow it up, blow up the Batcave. The Batcave can sink to the middle of the earth, and Batman will still get that machine to work without his bat skills and get his mind back. That's why I'm saying this is bullshit. Watch. You're going to see the army of Bruce Waynes, just like the Spider-Man Clone Wars. Well, you know what I mean. The Clone War nonsense shit. That's what that reminds me of. Alright, the disappointing. New Avengers. I'm quitting this book also. This book is... Okay, first of all, let's just talk about how bad the art is. It's really shitty. It is unbelievable shitty. And that's all I got to say about that. About the art. The battle. Okay, Wiccan, he's fighting. There's people fighting. He's extremely powerful. And then they finally decide, let's see what's going on in his head. And this is where I swear to you, this is the exact moment in time where I said I am dropping this book. I will no longer support this with this creative team, Ewing, writing this book. Basically what happens is there's the evil creature, and there's Wiccan inside his mind, and he's like, feel the fear, feel the pain, you are abandoned, everything is hopeless. And then Wiccan goes, wait a second, is that all you have? Yeah, I got anxiety and stuff, but I got good days and bad days, and back to normal. Back to normal. I am done. And this is what kills me. Is, there's the comic readers who just hate manga, and they just spit on it. And they buy this bullshit like this, eat it up, and bow down like it's from the gods. And you don't know what you're missing. Oh, and I just remember the other thing about this. If you really think about this, they set up Batman as a Christ-like character. Think about this for a second. I understand this is not the Middle East because of the buildings, but it's a desert-like setting. They're dressed like they're in the Middle East. Batman and the three wise men and the bright star that leads them to Jesus. So, in a sense, that's Bruce Wayne, and he's being led to Batman. Thank you very much. I'm done with this stuff. I hate this book so freaking much. I will never... I'm done. I'm done. Done. This is so bullshit. Anyways, like, share. Let me know what you thought your good, your bad, your disappointing was. I'll have more stuff later. Until next time.